Welcome to my PCM Academy as my YouTube channel. So today we are going to see how to solve this set of equation by using the Gauss-Jordan method. How to solve this set of equations. So this is the most asked questions where in the national exam 2023 this question was asked. So it's simple and easy, but it's need to follow up with the teacher to see the techniques how to do it. So let's start by solving it by using this method as the Jordan method. The Jordan method is the solution here. This is a part of the solution, and after this is a set of the solution. So that's the first step you have to do. The first step is just to do what? To write the augmented matrix. Write the augmented matrix. Augmented matrices. After seeing this one, we can write the augmented matrices. The augmented matrix here, it's like this. This is how it look like. It look like this. This is the augmented matrix will be like this one. The matrix will be to -3, and then -2, and what, and 4. Then we see also having also 0 and 3 and what, and -2, and also we having 4 and -3 and what, and 2. So this is how you can do this. So this can be like this, and this will be equal to it doesn't use equal, so we can use this as matrix. So we'll be having this one, let's look like, and this will be we have 9 here and 5 and 7. So this can be actually like this. This is our augmented matrix here, because it's a coefficient. We take this -3 as this, -2 as this, 4 as this, and 0 as here there is no x, there is 0x here, and 3 as this 3y, and -2 as this, -2z, and also you have 4 as 4 here, and -3 as this one, and 2 as this one. So this is what we have here. This is A, B, and C. This is 9, 5, and 7. So this is here. This is what we call the augmented matrix. So the step 2 here. Step 2 is just making a leading of 1 in first row. Make a leading of 1. Let's make reading what, leading of 1 or 1 in what, in the first row. Here you can use this, and this is how you are going to make what, making a leading of 1 in what, in this first row. So in the first row, the leading in the first row, so we can take let's use here, and you can take here as make a leading of the first row. You can take as low 1 will be equal to 1 over -3, 1 over -3 low 1, and 1 over -3, then you can multiply by what, by low 1. So this is the condition you can use here. So after doing this, you can write the updated matrix. The updated matrix will be equal to negative, will be equal to 1. Then as we have just find it as 1, then 2 out of 3, and what, and we see also having 4 out of 3 here, 4 out of 3, and later on we have -3 as the part of ABC. So then go to another row which is 0, doesn't change, 0, 3, and -2, and -2 as it is. Then for the second part will be equal to this one, and here and here can use as here 5, and also in having also 4, -3, and 2, and let alone, and here we have what we call 7. So the updated matrix will be somehow this, look like this, and it will be look like this, and this will be equal to this. This was the updated what, matrix. So after updating this matrix, and we can also go to the step 3, to the step what? Step 3, step 3. The step 3 is just to eliminate the first column entries. To eliminate the first column entries, so just to get 100, we need to get 100, right? So 100. So for that, in order to be reached, because in the second row we have a 0, so we need to here to have also 0. So that's why in order to get to this here 0, so we can take row 3, which will be equal to row 3 will be equal to what? Row 3 minus 4r. Row 3 minus 4r1. The 1. So this is the condition we are going to do. So after doing this, the operator matrix will be equal to 1 and 2 out of 3, and also negative 4 out of 3, and for the second part we'll be having also negative 3, negative 3, and we can go to 0 and 3, 0 and 3, and also negative 2, and also we're having as what? As 5 doesn't change, and also we go to 0 and negative 17 out of 3, and also we go to the second part as negative 2 and not 6, negative 26 out of 3, and for the second part will be equal to what? Will be equal to, let's just use this, will be equal to what? Will be equal to, for the second part will be equal to 19. This is how it look like. So after this, you can write as in the form of matrix, here as this one, in the form of matrix, in the form of what? Matrix, and here we're having this as line, and also as here this one. That is the updated matrix. That's why that's how it look like. So let's go to the step what? The step 4. Let's go to the what? To the step 4. Step 4. Okay, the step 4 is just to make a leading one in row 2, and a leading one in row 2. Yes, make a leading one in row 2. How it look like? Make a leading one in row 2. So to see this, we're having row 3, row 2. We're having row 2, which will be equal to 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3. What? Row 2. We take that one we have seen, and then we divide by what? By 3. So we're having a list, having a list. So this is how it look like. So you can go here just to make it more clear, and go here just to make it this more clear, as this is how it look like the updated matrix. We have here the 1 as usual, and the 0, and I mean 2 out of 3, and also having negative 4 out of 3, and for the third part we're having negative 3 as usual, and for another one we're having 0 and 1 and negative 2 out of 3, and for the third part we're having what? 5 out of 3. So and this 5 out of 3, and we can go for the third row, which we're having 0 and negative 3, negative 17 I mean out of 3, and we're having also 26 out of what? Out of 3. So for the third part here, we're having what? We're having 19 as usual. So this is to look like. So you can use like Louis in order to having a space, and here this is like Louis in order to having a space, and put here 1, and here remove this, and this we can increase just to get how we write it, and this can use this pen just to draw what we need. So first what we need is this one, and that's all, this one, and here this one, and this is this like this, and this is like this, and we're having here as this. This is augmented what? Augmented matrix. So after seeing this, so we can go to the step 5. Step 5. The step 5 is here. The step 5 was just to make what? To eliminate the entries above and below the pivot in row 2. That's to say the row 1 will be equal to row 1 again, then minus 2 row 2 out of 3. That is for the row 1. Then what is for the row 3? Row 3 will be equal to what? Will be equal to row 3 again, then plus 17 17 out of 3, then you know what, 2. So this is because we need to eliminate the entries above and below the low one. The low one. So after seeing those issues, my low one can be equal to, that to say, for the first row we have in the second column we're having 0, 1 and 0. So in order to reach on that case, we can write as low 1, it will be equal to low 1 minus 2 low 2 divided by 3 here, and low 3 will be equal to low 3 plus 17 out of 3 low what? Low 2. So this is the condition we use. So after this, you can do what? You can actually write the updated matrix by using those conditions. So the updated matrix should be equal to 1, then 0, then 80, negative 8 out of what? Out of 9, and for the third part we're having negative 37 out of what? Out of 9. This is for the first. Then second one we're having what we call 0 and 1 and negative 2 out of 3, and for the third one we're having 5 out of 3, and for the third law we're having 0 and 0. Then for the third part we're having what we call 64 out of 11. Is it this collect? Not collect. Oh, not collect here. And you're having here as 0, and for the z, oh no, you can use this as 0, and for the z you're having what we call 44 out of what? Out of 9, and for the third we're having also 256 out of what? Out of what? 9. So this is how it look like. So you can use as matrix here by drawing this. So I think can't start from here. So that's why we're having here like this, and here like this, and here like this, and here like this. This is what you have. The matrix you have now. So after seeing this, so you can make the step 6 as the last one. It's the step number 6. Step 6. The step 6, it is just what? To make a leading one in low, making a leading one in what? In low. So here it's just removing the entries. So we remove the entries. We have 0, 1 and 0. So for the step 6, it is just to make the leading of 1 in what? In the third row. So that's why we divide by this by 44 out of 9. So the condition. That was the condition. It is the row 3, which will be equal to 44. No, which will be equal to which? Divide. Let me use this. Divide row 3 by 44 out of what? Out of 9. 44 out of 9. So after using this, we can have the updated matrix. The updated matrix will be equal to 1, 0, then negative 8 out of 9, and for the third one we're having negative 37 out of 9, and for the second row we're having 0, 1, 0 and 1, and negative 2 out of what? Out of 3, and also for the third we're having 5 out of 3, and also for the third column below, we're having 0 and 0 and what? And the 1 and the for this one as the third we're having 64 out of 9, no, out of 11, and yeah, it is how the matrix look like. So you can do it. This is a matrix, how it look like, animated matrix, how it look like, this is how it look like. This is the animated matrix for the frame. So here, after seeing this, actually you can get the solution because it's 0, 0, 1. So means the z will be equal to what? 64 out of 11. That is the solution number 1. So after getting the z, you can replace it in the second law. Where we have 0, we have 0x, then plus z, y, then minus 2 out of 3z. So it's minus 2 out of 3 n times n multiplied by what? Multiplied by 64 out of 11. Just will get the answer. What is which will be equal to 5 out of 3. So this will give us the y which will be equal to what? The y will be equal to 113, then divided by what? Divided by 11. This is for the second solution. So let's go to the first rows where we're having 1 x and 0z and 0 y, and we're having this was here plus, it's a plus, and here we're having negative 8 out of what? Out of 9 then times what? Times z, which we're having times z, which is 64 out of 11, which will be equal to negative 3. That's 7. I mean that 7 divided by what? 9. So this will give us the solution as x, which will be equal to what? It should be equal to 179 then divided by 11. That's what the solution. So in summary, the solution will be equal to x will be equal to 179 out of 11, and actually for the y will be equal to 113 divided by 11, and for the z will be equal to 64 out of what? 64 out of 11. So thank you for watching my video, dear friends. So this is how you can solve this set of equation by using the Gauss-Jordan method, solve the following. So you can use this as usual. So the first step was just to write our method matrix, and for the second, to make a leading of the one in the first row. Here we'll put a condition according to what we have in our method matrix. And for the step number 3, it was just to eliminate the first column entries. So in order to get 0, 0. So for the fourth was just making leading one in 2 rows, so making one in 2 rows. So we have here to get to the one here. So for the step 5, we're just eliminating the entries above and below. We eliminate the entries above and below the first reading in second rows. So step number 6 was just to divide by 64 out of 11, or to just make the one reading in the last row or third row. So thank you for watching my video. See you in the next video, dear friend.